Oh, God. Yeah.
Welcome back to
Okay.
the show, everyone. You know, S is serious when I have my readers on.
When you have your readers on, you have that look. But you gotta
Because,
lower them and kind of do this thing.
I mean, that's automatic because I have no bridge on my nose. So this is
Oh,
unfortunately
okay.
as high as these go. But this has been happening more and more, Dana, and it's been happening more and more in the context of my work because I'm working with Regional Center. I'm here in California as I throw my
Okay.
readers on the ground. And I'm more and more people are recommending or requiring an autism specialist on their
Oh.
teams. So I asked Dana today, I said, Dana, what is an autism specialist?
Oh my God.
And Dana said, oh, I don't know. I've never heard of an autism specialist. Guys, certified autism specialist, whatever this is.
Certified is scary because you have to have like a certificate from somewhere that implies you've done some training, and
different educational programs and stuff are offering these certificates. You have to pay a registration fee clearly and take additional classes and CEUs. And, you know, I guess like that does demonstrate some degree of effort on a person. But let's be really careful with what an autism specialist is.
Yeah. Well, you could have a lot of information, like, so we're looking for facts about the DSM or what autism looks like, or yada, yada, yada. And what's scary about that is you can know about a lot about sort of the book learning of it. It doesn't tell you anything about positionality. So you and I, the whole point of this podcast, the way we practice, our positionality is neuroaffirming. Things like assume competence. We realize I don't use the D on the ASD purposefully. Those are kinds of things that if someone's just gone through a training program, you certainly see this with like certified ABA folks who are going at it from a non-affirming place. There's damage that can be done. And just because you have and in our culture, if you have a certificate after your name or some letters after your name, people are like, oh, they must know about it. But what do they know? And then also, what is their position? How are they coming into that? That's, to me, almost more important than the book learning part.
I would agree.
How do you see this? How do you approach this? How do you work with someone that's coming from that place, right?
Because you can have an autism specialist or someone that's taken some sort of course, which really, you guys, probably means they've taken some extra classes, right?
Yeah, or even online CEUs, right?
Or
And
online
continuing education.
CEUs, or maybe they're, they've passed a test from a certain agency or a business or something that's making money off of certifying people or giving them digital badges or like whatever that is.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, Dana. Neuroaffirming care is different, which is this is how I practice. This is how I treat people.
Yeah.
And I think you could have an autism specialist who believes that autism is a disorder.
Yeah.
Right? Versus neuroaffirming care is this is not a disorder.
Yeah.
This is an expected variant
Yeah.
of the human genome.
Yeah.
That people don't need to be fixed. They're not broken.
And the environment doesn't meet their needs. I mean, that's
where the distress and the suffering's coming from, actually, is the discrepancy between needs and the environment. That is really more where that comes from versus the person being broken or or whatever negative connotation word you want to put in there. The other, I think, in neuroaffirming care is that we spend more time with understanding a client's experience than following the DSM or the ICD 10, 11, whatever we're on these days, right? Where those are all really just, in many ways, Dana and I talked about this in a couple episodes ago, which is like the medical system's all about rule outs. So it's categorical, right?
Yeah.
It's either you're in or you're out. You meet criteria or you don't.
Yeah.
And just autism doesn't work that way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
We want to
for
know the
me,
whys and
yeah,
hows so we can
yeah,
help that person cope, not extinguish behavior. I mean, those are words I see used in those
yeah,
kinds of things.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's scary.
Be so careful, everybody, about, if you do need a not like, so here in California, we've got self-determination plans.
Hmm.
And those self-determination plans, this is a way to use regional center money. I'm pretty sure our regional center is funded by Medicare,
Okay.
Medi-Cal,
Oh,
California
Medi-Cal. Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams are wanting autism specialists. And it's like,
Hmm.
again, you look for specialists or look for people on your team that provide neuro-affirming care.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I'm working on a project that has taken forever to get up and
Mm.
running for lots of different reasons, to have a directory of
Yeah.
neuro-affirming providers that are truly vetted, not just
Yeah.
have like taken pledges that I swear I don't do harm, kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I think like this is something that I'm really wary about, because someone told me that like SDP programs are spending $30,000 to $40,000 a year on autism specialists. Uh-huh.
I think about people that come to me for assessment specifically.
Yeah.
It's such a scary thing to do. And inevitably, they find me through either this podcast or my TikTok because I do videos.
Yeah.
And they're like, I've been watching your videos for a year. You seem safe. And
Oh
why
yeah.
is that? Because it's so clear my positionality and how I talk about things and how I feel about things versus somebody else who's just on there saying, oh, well, this is, disruptive behavior and here's how you can get rid of it, or here's how you can shame your child into not doing those things in public or whatever. That's to me going to be a higher risk than someone who gets like a certificate from one of these programs, right? That's why
Yeah.
they call it practice. We don't call it, we graduate with factual knowledge of psychology and now we're psychologists. We are practicing psychologists because that's the whole idea. You never know it all and you're continually trying to improve. It's why they call it practice, a medical practice. It's not a medical done, right? It's a practice. Because you especially if you have a marginalized population, you better damn be aware of how those marginalizations happen and be actively in your bones to fight against it and to recognize when it's there and then know the damage it does, and put your neck out a little bit to question it and not adhere to those things. Those are what we're seeing. I think the whole neurodiversity movement in general is about saying, hey, wait a minute, we're not these defective, birth defect, brain damaged people. And that really drives where the research goes. It drives people's training. It drives how they see you when they know you're an autistic person or you have ADHD, all the assumptions that are behind it. The collective view of what this thing is gets affected by all those things. And right now, the collective view is still a disease model, right?
Uh,
Caused by Tylenol. And
Tylenol.
apparently circumcision is another thing that,
I'm sorry. I didn't
yeah.
hear about that. See,
Oh, yeah,
again,
because
I'm
you're seeing your way from the
once a
news, so
week,
that's good.
once a week. And
Yeah,
honestly, it has been the best thing,
yeah,
especially when it's related to this, because
yeah,
it boils
yeah,
me.
your blood, yeah, yeah.
I don't even, I lose all sense of perspective and
Hmm.
empathy, and I just get really nasty in my mind. And
But
it's like,
that's
it's
good.
not,
See, that means you're an advocate, and that means you know enough about it to get really mama bear about it. People
it's
that are doing,
ridiculous.
the old form of ABA and everything else, they're not taking that position. They're saying, "No, no, I'm here to get that child to be in compliance, or I'm here to judge
Yeah.
what that adult is doing that will decide whether or not they get Social Security." I mean, oh my God, right? Are you kidding? Yeah. So beware. Yes, beware. Do your research.
Beware, everyone. I mean,
Mhm.
really, I'm hoping too that the what I'm really trying to do is also empower people. Like, when I get this thing up and running. Now
Mhm.
that I'm saying it in public, I probably need to. That's probably another fire under my butt
There
for
you
it.
go.
But
Yeah,
is to empower people with the right questions to ask.
that's right.
Sometimes people don't know what questions to ask in these
Yeah.
situations. And there are questions that you can ask. I mean, this goes back to
Hmm.
our advocacy with medical procedures
Yeah.
as well. But just because someone has a degree, even we've spoken about
Mhm.
our colleagues that are clinical
Yeah.
psychologists who have passed boards, who have and are doing unintentional harm to
Yeah.
clients, neurodiverse
Absolutely.
clients, neurodivergent
Hmm.
clients,
Hmm.
and that's a problem. Uh,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
so that's something that, we really want to warn people about. So ask questions. And,
Yeah.
just because someone has that as a coach or
Hmm.
as a therapist or as a provider, that don't just say, yeah, oh, great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Right.
Keep asking your questions and keep
Yeah.
figuring out, again, focus on neuro-affirming care and the actual practice versus
Right.
what they think. And if they think that you need to be fixed, run
Yeah.
for the hills.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do
Yep.
not do not pass go. Do not.
That's our public service announcement. Right. Yeah.
Don't
Uh,
do it. Don't do
yeah.
it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's a short little ditty from us. It's a
Mhm.
you and this is more of a public service announcement
Yeah.
versus an episode, but be careful, everybody,
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
situation. Anyway, all right, be good to
Yeah.
you. Be good to others. We will catch you in the next
Blah, 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 blah.
episode. Bye.